This is Liz.
This is Jade.
And this is Carly. And you're listening to
Babes and Babies.
With
Yay.
special co-host today, Juelia Kinney from Crystal's season, also me and Jade's season of The Bachelor, and also Marriage Boot Camp.
And Paradise.
Season what? And Bachelor in Paradise season 2. Been all over the place.
We just pretend that Marriage Boot Camp never existed.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Julia.
We're having fun over here. We're on our glass of wine that Evan just poured.
Yes.
Bella's over here asleep while Evan takes a shower. So if our baby, Julie and my baby starts screaming, then I might have to run out for a second, but that's okay.
Mom life. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Julia, we're super excited to have you. I know that we're going to talk a little bit about mom bods today and just kind of women's bodies in general. And then we have a bunch of questions that people wanted to know about what's up with your life now.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah, you've had a lot of life changes, I feel. I mean, we all have in the last couple years since we were on Crystal's season, but I feel like definitely our listeners are going to enjoy getting to catch up with you.
Yeah, a lot has happened for sure.
A lot has happened. The fact that we're sitting in the same room right now tells you a lot has happened. Because we could sit in the same room every day now if we wanted to.
And drink wine together.
And drink wine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm drinking a spritzer thing right now.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was
delicious.
drinking yesterday.
Stop.
They're so good. It's
Great
like
minds think alike.
It's like a spiked LaCroix almost. They're really good.
Exactly.
And there's not a lot of sugar in it, so it's somewhat healthy, right?
Ooh, yum. That's what we tell ourselves, at least.
Yes. So I guess we can get into our first topic. We wanted to discuss today just about women's bodies in general and just all the changes that happen when you're pregnant and then postpartum, how not everything goes back to the way it used to be.
What do you mean, Jade?
I know. But I know that Carly and I had talked a little bit last week because I went and visited her in Nashville and we were just talking about exactly how we were feeling. And I know, Carly, you said that you've kind of been on the struggle bus when it comes to all the new changes because things aren't necessarily fitting the way we used to, that we expect them to fit, you know?
Well, you can't figure out what you're supposed to wear anymore, which I think is really confusing because your maternity clothes are your pants are too big, but then your other pants are too small. So then, what do you do? Do you just wear, leggings every day? You can't do that every day. So do you buy new clothes? I don't know. I don't know where in the world of clothing to exist.
Right. Well, you don't want to buy new clothes and then wear them for because you're hoping your body goes back to at least somewhat like your pre-baby body. So you're do I buy new jeans for 3 months and then hope in 3 months I fit into my old stuff? We went on vacation in January and I was 4 months postpartum and I wore my maternity shorts on vacation, because I was what do I wear?
Yeah.
And I was not sexy, but I just rocked them anyways.
I mean, Tanner loves you, so it doesn't matter if you wear maternity pants.
That's true. That's true.
I think wearing yoga pants is a good thing. I'm just going to put it out there.
I mean,
leggings all day, every day.
Yeah. I do love the yoga pants.
I love yoga pants. I actually, for some reason, I don't know why I've been wearing jeans more lately because I hate jeans, but I found myself wearing jeans. But for the most part, I'm a yoga pants type of girl.
I do like that they hold everything in. So, I mean, this belly that I have that exists right now, it's just weird. It feels like just skin, just a bunch of extra weird skin or something, and it holds that in. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I call my belly the Jello Jiggler now.
Oh, yeah. I have Jello Jiggler number 2.
It needs a name.
It's so weird, too, because, your hips are different. Your stomach is out there. My butt is still bigger. I actually feel so after I had her, obviously my stomach still looked pregnant because that's what happens. But then I feel since I've been breastfeeding, I'm eating a lot because I'm I'm starving all the time. And I feel like I've gained weight since then just because my arms are bigger, my face is bigger. And I'm like, what is this happening now? Like, no.
No, I agree. I think that's like, which does happen for some women, I guess, is that women who start breastfeeding, some women just, the pounds melt off. But I feel like that's a misconception that we all think. We're like, oh, breastfeeding burns 500 calories a day. I'm going to start losing this weight. But for me, my breastfeeding cravings are 10 times worse than my pregnancy cravings.
My God, me too.
So I eat way, way more.
I just feel like constantly hungry.
Yes,
I don't feel ever like satisfied. Like I'll eat and then maybe for like an hour I'm okay. And then I'm like, okay, just like Jade. Like the other day, Jade and I had, when Jade was here, we went at about 5 o'clock to get Thai food. And I ate my entire meal. And then I think it may have been 7 o'clock and we were sitting in front of the TV watching a movie. And she said, would you like to order a pizza? And I said, that sounds fantastic. And we ordered 2 pizzas and I ate it. Yeah. And I was like, but this is why. So really, that's why. Maybe.
We had second dinner. Yeah.
But we did. We have second dinner. But we were both hungry again. It's weird. Like, what is that?
Well, if it's because we were both sitting on the couch with our boobs out nursing. While watching the movie
weekend. That's all we did. Jade would like walk out and be like, hey, Carly, do you oh yeah. And she would just have like Emerson on her boob and she'd walk out and I'd have like Bella on my boob. It was just so funny. And Evan would like walk in and I'd be like, okay, Evan, stay over there. We both have our boobs out. He's like, okay, ladies, sorry. But yeah, that's all we did all weekend. Basically, it was just nurse our babies.
Yeah. Which is another part of your body that completely changes, which I didn't think boobs changed until after you were done weaning a baby. I was like, oh, my boobs are going to be great until I wean, then they're going to get all deflated, like people say. But they actually, once you're done nursing and it empties, then they're all deflated already. Like, I'm like, the change has already happened. Yeah. I didn't know it happened so fast.
I mean, from last week, Jade, I have my big boob and my little boob now. So I have the boob that produces like 3 or 4 ounces. And then I have the boob that produces like maybe 1 ounce. So I really am like not looking forward to summer when I have to wear a bikini top and I have 1 giant tit and 1 small tit.
I think we should name your boobs Biggie Smalls, and one's Biggie and one's Smalls.
Oh my God, yes!
Well, when I was on breastfeeding, I had one that was like regular and one that pointed way down.
No way.
Yes. And it was terrifying.
It's so weird. And like one of my nipples is like regular size, like the little sticky out part. And then one is like, I have to like play with it to even get it hard. I'm like, what is happening? My boobs have a mind of their own. I know. Wake up. She needs to feed from you. But I always tell her I'm really sorry when she has to feed from the bad one first. Because everyone says, if you want to get more milk in there, you have to keep nursing from that boob. So I try to start her over there. But then I'm like, I'm sorry, you're going to leave in like probably 5 minutes. But just try this one first. So I feel like I'm sort of like starving her if I start over there. But apparently that's the way. To get more milk, she has to keep nursing over there.
Yeah, which is crazy, but
it's so weird. Breastfeeding's hard, guys.
I'm on my period, so my boobs hurt. That's about all I got.
Oh man. Hey, at least they're the same size.
What are your like expectations of your body? Like when you imagine yourself being pregnant and then like having a baby, do you have like a certain expectations or like certain things in your head? You're like, oh, I'm just going to be like this, or.
I mean, I think everyone kind of has that ideal image wish, but
yeah.
I think my biggest fear is just getting really fat arms.
Oh.
I just feel like, cause I have pretty decent muscle tone, but when I don't work it out, it's flabby. And I don't know. I just feel like it might happen to me. Like people get like really cute everywhere else. And then I feel like my arms are just going to get fat for some reason.
My arms have gotten fat now, but they weren't while I was pregnant.
Yeah, no, I don't. You were adorable when you were pregnant, Carla.
And you're adorable now. I'm looking at you.
I want to call you Carlita for some reason.
No, people call me that all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Carlita.
Julia, what was your body like when you were pregnant?
What was my body like?
Yeah.
I was like you. It was just all belly.
Yeah.
The whole time.
How much weight did you gain?
I gained 18 pounds.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's like nothing.
I know. And Ireland was almost 9 pounds.
Holy
But I just walked the whole... I never ate more than I did before. Because in my mind, I was like, you're eating for two, quote unquote. But really the baby is how big.
Right. So then was it super easy for you to lose the weight after?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it just fall off like really quick?
Well, I breastfed for about 1 month, as I've told you before. Yeah. It was really, really difficult for me. But I've always been a super healthy eater. So I think
you're like psycho about eating.
Right. But like you guys don't know that my metabolism is like nothing. I have, I had a hard time with my family being bigger my whole life. And so I've been dealing with it forever. So to me, it was just like part of life.
I mean, Julia doesn't even eat lunch.
Yes. No, stop. I eat lunch. I brought Carly a smoothie on the way here.
But she'll have like a smoothie or like a bar or something.
That's true.
But every other meal is like, oh, yes, I have salmon, please, and like dry salad. Like,
no, I eat dressing.
Okay, she's dressing.
Mm-hmm. So you pretty much lost all your baby weight right away then. If you gained 18 pounds, because they say that like 8 to 9 pounds of your baby weight is the placenta, the water weight, like all the like afterbirth, like all that stuff. So if your baby was 9 pounds,
I'd say within a couple weeks, I was probably back to my weight. But the problem was, like you guys were talking about, like your body just doesn't look the same. Like in my family, we have issues with stretching, not stretch marks, but like your skin not going back to the same elasticity as it was. And I still get annoyed with it. Because I still wish that it was more firm than like it used to be, but I can't complain as far as like losing the weight afterwards.
But so tell me about this like product you sent me, because you sent me like, what is that called? Like a waist cincher? I don't know, that you sent me after.
Is that what the Kardashians use?
No, this is totally different. So this is what I tell all of my friends. I don't know about safer. I haven't done my research on the Kardashian weight trimmer. But what this says is within your body, it releases a certain hormone when you're pregnant, and it enables your hips to expand so that the baby can come out, obviously the birth canal. Well, that same hormone is in your body within 8 weeks after you have the baby. So if you wear, it's not a waist cincher. You put it around your hips. And it pushes your hips back together, basically. So the hormone's still there. The same hormone that expands your hips will allow your hips to go back.
I need to buy this.
Yeah, so it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. You're supposed to wear it all the time. I would wear it like while I was nursing or while I was sleeping.
Yeah. They're not comfortable.
It really, really does work.
Julia's really good at like always, like you even with your like Invisalign would always wear it. Like I'm so bad at wearing mine. Like
you just have to commit to a certain time.
She commits.
Well, that's why like I was supposed to do it all the time, but I was like, oh, I can't, because it starts to hurt. Just like it does when your hips are expanding. It hurts to push them back. So I would commit to while I was nursing and while I was sleeping. But like if I was out and about, I didn't wear it. But it still really worked. Just FYI, everybody, it still worked.
There was another one. So I had that one that you sent me, and there was another one that another company sent me that was almost like Spanx, but it had a I think these are probably more like the ones the Kardashians use. But it was like this corset that you could tighten, and then it would clasp under your vagina. And I had like 2 clasps down there, and I had a stitch. And so I could not wear this one because every time I would walk, it would just rub on my stitch. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to die.
Oh, my God.
That gives me the chills.
The things we go through to just try to bring our bodies back to what they used to
right?
be.
I know. And I kind of wish, like, we could just accept the fact that that's what it looks like. But I also feel like, I feel like everybody feels like that. But being in the public eye, too, I feel like they expect us to look a certain way really quickly. And it's like, you guys, we're just like you. Like, we're just going to look the way we look until we don't look like that anymore.
Yeah, it takes time. It does.
My belly button's still even in a weird spot. It's not in the same spot it used to be. Yeah.
What?
My belly button.
Is it?
Well, it's just a little bit off to the side.
No way. I'm gonna look at. I
don't think anybody else would notice that, but like to me, it drives me crazy.
That's like Tom Cruise, like the crack in his teeth. Well, between his, not the crack in his teeth, but between his, space between his front teeth is a little over the side, and I always stare at it.
That's so random.
I know, but it reminded me of
don't look at my belly button like that. If we go to Mexico this summer, like you're not staring at my belly button.
I won't.
That's off to the side.
I love you more than I love Tom Cruise.
Well, you better.
My belly button's whiter.
Mine is like browner or something. Oh, also, you know one thing that's really weird? Okay, what is that line that like goes from your vagina to like your boobs?
It's a
the linea nigra.
Okay, the linea
she even knows
nigra.
what it's called. That's amazing.
So I didn't notice it at all while I was pregnant. I was like, I don't think I have that line, and now I totally have that line.
Let me see.
Was yours the top or the bottom? Because I know some women get it above the belly button, and some women get it below.
Mine's both, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, oh, really? I still have a little slight line below. I only got mine only showed up below, and it's still sort of slightly there.
Mine finally went away. Pregnant? It takes a really long time.
Really? What is it?
It's just from the hormones.
Yeah.
So weird. Your hormones just create a line on your body. Like, what in the world? Who decided that was a great idea?
And like, why there?
It is so odd. Wow.
Yeah. Talk about like body acceptance. It is like, it's so interesting because I'm so proud of my body because it went through this amazing thing that truly is a miracle of life.
Right.
We create life inside ourselves. And so I have so much more of a respect for my body, but it's still so hard when like, especially you said like you see social media and you see like expectations of like, there's all these cute mommies with their cute little bodies. And then you're like, oh my God, why am I not bouncing back fast enough?
Right.
Or when people tell me, they're like, oh my God, you look so great. And I'm like, yeah, you may say that, but you don't know like what I feel when I look at myself naked in the mirror. Like,
right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see all these things that are sagging or like you said, like uneven. And it's so it's like this struggle because I love my body so much more, but it's so hard to look at my body and say like, you look amazing.
Right.
You know, and Tanner tells me that all the time. Like, he's like, you're so much more sexier to me now, but it's still something in my head that makes it hard for me to believe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very odd feeling.
I feel like that's my view going into it, though, because I feel like I did so much work on, like, self-acceptance of my body that, like, I know it's going to change so much when I am pregnant and when I do have kids, just that, like, as long as, like, I'm taking care of myself and I want to, you know, tend to be a pretty healthy person. So just trying to be healthy and taking care of myself the best way that I can. Like, I don't know how my body's going to recover after or anything like that. And I think just like giving yourself that time to like recover, but at the same time, it might not ever look the same. And that's okay. Like, you did something amazing and you're not loved any less for it. You're actually loved so much more. You know, like your husband and your child and, you know, all of that, like you're loved so much more for what your body did.
Totally.
That's very true.
Yeah. And you think about like women who had really bad, like their recovery with their C-sections or like, I know like women who had like multiple stitches and just like all the time it takes, like all the healing. You're still kind of going through that, Carly, with just all the postpartum healing and just having to learn how to be patient with your body. And
my 6-week appointment is next Tuesday, I think. So I'm very curious to see what he says then, how I've healed. But also it was funny last time because when I was in there, obviously when I was like 9 months pregnant, he was like, whoa, you don't have any stretch marks. That's amazing. I was like, thank you.
It's so funny. I didn't get any stretch marks on my belly, but I got them on the sides of my hips, like a little bit almost like the love handle area, which is weird because here's your belly, which is, you know, 9 months pregnant and it's huge. And you think all the stretching of that skin. And then I was kind of all belly, but I still got some stretch marks on, my love handle area, but that's also where I got them. I have tons of them from puberty on my love handles.
I have tons from puberty as well. And that was something that I had to deal with growing up because I was super, super scrawny. And then I hit puberty and I had stretch marks on my thighs, on my boobs, like on my love handle area. and I was still small. I was still I wasn't big at all. I just developed pretty quickly. And I think that that's something that women are super self-conscious of, but it's something that every woman has.
Right. We all have our things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What sucks with stretch marks is when you get a spray tan, you can still see the stretch marks.
Oh my gosh, really?
You can't even, because the folds of skin, where the where the scar is doesn't get the spray tan in there.
That's so crazy.
It's so annoying.
Well, my gray hairs won't take color, so that's also annoying.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna have gray hairs for life.
But we're all freaking beautiful the way that we are.
Yes, we are. We truly are. Women are amazing creatures. You guys, we're so powerful and amazing. We really are.
We just need to give ourselves a break.
Yes.
Yeah. My mom said it takes 9 months to make your body go like that. It'll take 9 months to get it back. That's what my mom says.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
I love your mom.
Yeah.
I know my mom is the best.
Are you going to exercise, Carly, once you're 6 months, once you're cleared? Are you going to start working out or anything like that?
So yesterday, Evan started going to the gym with a trainer, and he's like, you should come with me to the gym. And I was like, why are you saying that? Because I'm fat? And he's like, no, I told my trainer, Carly doesn't need to come in. She looks beautiful. She's lost all of the weight. But I'm not ready quite to do that yet. But I know that I will end up at the gym at some point. But right now I'm just like allowing myself to accept where I am and like still letting myself heal.
Yeah. Emerson's 7 months and I just am. And I know I probably should have started earlier, like I said, just for like stress management reasons. But I'm just starting to get into the mood where I'm like, I want to go for a run. And I've started I started eating better because I have about 10. Well, I had about 10 pounds ago. I've lost 5. So to get back to my pre-baby weight. So I've actually just started getting in the mood to take care of myself physically, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just allowing myself to get to that point. Like when I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like really do this. I'm just not there
I didn't start working out until Ireland was about 1.5 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I would take her on walks. I would like push her around and do things like that. But I definitely like got out of the house and like walked around by the beach. But as far as going to the gym, I didn't do that until she was about 1.5 years.
It just seems overwhelming right now.
Like being a mom, you just got to get used to being a mom.
Right.
And doing mom things.
Right.
And that can come later.
I agree.
But then you might have another one. And so then like that's my fear is like I don't want to like I hate this term, but like let myself go and then get pregnant again. And then it's even harder with the next pregnancy. My pregnancy is harder. And then the weight. So I'm always like so scared of that. So it's so hard. It's like I want to be patient with myself and I also just want to focus on being a mom, but I also want to have another kid. And it's just a lot.
Maybe we should hold like a mom get back to you camp where we all get together and there's like really good care and like we can like do fun workouts and get yourself back into it.
That's a great idea.
Because self-care actually really is important. Like, like if you're taking care of yourself, then you're going to be taking care of your baby, which I know is like really hard for me to accept sometimes that that's true, but it is true. Like if you're taking care of yourself, you're actually probably going to feel better and be able to take care of your baby better. It's just so hard when baby is number one on your brain 24/7.
Right.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if any of you listeners out there are feeling that your bodies aren't good enough or you don't know how to accept your body now that it's changed from a baby, that we totally feel you and know what you're going through and we love you and we think you're strong and powerful anyway and that your body is beautiful. And just to know that it's a work in progress. And I guess that's
have
kind of
patience
how I want
with yourself.
Yeah.
And have grace with yourself because it took a long time to get that way and it will go back.
And you have your beautiful nugget because of it. You're a little sweet baby.
Oh, yeah. Just look at that face and all will be right with the world.
Which makes me actually, it makes me think of people, which my heart goes out to women who've had miscarriages and still have to deal with the stretch marks and the body changes.
Right.
Because that's definitely something I feel for those people too. So we're thinking
I've
of
had
you
a
guys.
lot of people reach out and want us to talk about that. So just to the people listening, we will have an episode about that. And we're trying to find the right people to bring on in order to talk about it, to relate the most to you through your experiences.
Great.
Totally. Yeah, I would love to talk about miscarriage and grief and loss and how to heal from that. And just, definitely trying to find the right people to bring on to discuss that. But to change the topic, you guys, does anybody have a bad mom moment? Julia, do you have so on the podcast, we like to do this segment where we talk about something we did as a mom that was either like totally like you made a mistake and it's super funny, or if you ever just like dropped your kid, or you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Do you have just to normalize that we're all human?
Right.
I mean, I probably have so many. I can't think of one in particular. I can say like something happened last night. I wouldn't say it was like a bad mom moment, but it was just Ireland's birthday and I got her this fairy house. And last night we planted the seeds and like got the dirt all prepared in the fairy house. And I felt so happy because she was so proud of it. And then last night there was a storm in Nashville. And I thought to myself, oh my God, the fairy house, I have to go save it. So I ran outside in my underwear, like did not care, had to save this fairy house, and grabbed it, knocked it over, knocked the dirt everywhere, picked it all up really fast in the rain in my underwear, got it to safety. So I thought by the side of the house. I took Ireland to school this morning. I came back. I looked outside and the fairy house is ruined, you guys. It is gone. So I ordered another one on Amazon today. So I'm praying that it gets there before she realizes it's, devastated.
Also, I got Ireland the exact same thing. Julia's parents got Ireland, so that was a fail on my part.
But it's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, you did?
It's so sad. Yeah, like out of all things, because Julia said she likes fairies and unicorns, which is funny because that's exactly what Bella's nursery is. And I was like, okay. And so I went on Amazon and I was like, this is so, because I know like Ireland gets scared sometimes in the night. So I got this really cool, like
it lights up.
It a lamp?
It's I wouldn't call it a lamp. It's a unicorn that has like little lights on it, and they slowly light up and down. It's almost like Christmas lights in a way, but it's really like cool. Yeah, it's a very subtle light. It's a really, really. It's probably the coolest thing she's ever received. To be honest.
So she opens it and she goes, "I already have this." I was like, "Dang it!"
5-year-old life. Like, oh, Auntie, I already have this. Nice try. But Carly got her so many cute things that Bella can have that.
Yeah.
Now. They can be twins.
Yes.
But to be honest, like, I mean, I constantly am questioning myself as a mother, as every mom does. I mean, Ireland throws fits. She does all kinds of things where I'm constantly trying to figure out what's the best solution. And, every mom goes through that. I do on a daily basis for sure. So.
How old is Ireland? Sorry.
Yeah. She just turned 5. Going on 45.
Yes. That's very true, actually.
So is 5 considered a toddler? What is that age considered?
I think it's considered a kid now, like a small, kid. I wouldn't consider her a toddler anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't
and that's
either.
why I had such a hard time with this birthday, because I'm like, you're like really not a baby anymore. Like really, really, like you're a real human. She has friends, you guys. And when I was in Target the other day, she ran into somebody that I didn't even know. And she was like, hi,
so
whatever.
funny.
And I was like, who are you? And I don't know you. And she has friends that I don't know now, you guys.
How long ago did you move to Nashville?
I just moved to Nashville literally the day after Bella was born. So it's been about a month and a half now. And I love it. I mean, I have to say, I lived in California off and on for 10 years. So, I'm definitely accustomed to beach life, sun, palm trees. Not having to plan anything in accordance to weather.
Oh, yeah.
But, I love the culture here in Nashville that San Diego didn't have. I love the downtown. I do like that there's seasons. I grew up in Oregon, so seasons was something that I was used to. So I do like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people drive slow here, you guys.
Oh, my God, it's the worst.
I can't even describe.
It is. I know, but Southern way.
I never had road rage. I don't get mad very easily, you guys. I'm screaming. Ireland's like, Mom, what's wrong? I'm like, they're not driving. Like, please, it's green.
Oh my
Drive.
gosh. I actually think I've become that person because, so Evan and I got a minivan And this is the first week that I've been like, well, when I was with Jade, it was easier to have all of our stuff in the minivan. So I'm like driving around and I realized like the speed limit's like 60 and I'm going 60, like in the slow lane. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm that minivan that's like driving slow.
Just don't be in the fast lane going.
That's true. At least I know my place.
You just need the baby on board bumper sticker.
Oh my God, I'm going to get one, you guys.
I'll order on Amazon.
I love those things. I told Evan the other day, I was like, we got to get baby on board. I've always wanted to be that mom. Have one. It's so funny.
I used to think I was like, oh my gosh, like, why do you need to post that? But now I totally get it. With a baby in my car, I feel like everyone's a danger, you know? So I'm like, I get why people say that now, because they just want you to have that extra thought in your mind. Like, oh, maybe I'm driving like a crazy person. Maybe I need to, you know.
Right.
Although maybe people who don't have kids just don't get it. So, because that's how I was.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand it unless you have one.
If you've previously listened to this show, you've heard us talk about FrameBridge. They make it super easy and affordable to custom frame your favorite things, from art prints and posters to the photos on your phone.
It's super easy on their site. Here's how it works. Just go to framebridge.com, upload your photo from your computer or directly from your Instagram feed for them to print. Or if you have a physical item, ticket stubs, art prints, posters, you name it, you can send it to them for free and they'll frame it. Preview your item in any frame. Choose your favorite or get free recommendations. They'll frame it super fast, only takes a couple of days, and it's affordable. Their prices start at $39 and all shipping is free.
I uploaded an adorable pic of when Emerson first came home from the hospital, and it's so cute, you guys. It's great because all those pics just sitting in your phone can finally get framed and displayed, and I love it.
Right? I have so many pics from girls' weekends and all of our vacations I want to have framed too. You guys have to try this service. Plus, our listeners will get 15% off their first order at framebridge.com when they use our code BABES.
Get started framing your photos or art today. Go to framebridge.com and use promo code BABES. You'll save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code BABES. Framebridge.com, promo code BABES.
I have a question for you, Julia. Being a single mom, because I have somebody in my life who's very close to me who is a single mom. Her daughter is a little bit over 1, and she's trying to get back into the dating, finding her groove in the dating scene. And she was just asking me, because she listens to our podcast, and she was like, you guys should have somebody talk about like trying to date as a single mom. And then I found out you were coming on. I was like, oh, perfect. Because she, she wants to get back out there, and she's raising her daughter just with the help of her family on her own. And she's like, how do I not feel guilty about dating when I have a kid at home? And just like, how did you kind of balance letting yourself date and being a mom?
Well, first of all, I just want to say to all the single moms out there, it's so hard, and everyone feels that way. I don't want you to ever feel like you're alone or that the struggle isn't real. That is probably the hardest thing. I've been through a lot of things, but being a single mom, just like the loneliness at night when you go to sleep, like that is real. And I just want to say that and affirm that everybody feels that way. But as far as dating, I think number one, you have to be completely ready to date. So don't be in a place where you're lonely at night and you want to make it better for your child, and so you date because of that. You want to get in a place where, read self-help books, like listen to podcasts like this one, go out with your girlfriends, like do things to a point where you feel like you are whole enough to put somebody else in that life, and also not in a place where you're trying to fill a void. So as far as your child goes, I think it's so important as a parent to put them first. And as much as you might want someone in their life or in your life, just make sure that you're ready for that. So that's my number one thing I want to say.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Number two, dating is rough. I remember when I first started dating, I was like, how do I even do this? I was married before. Now I've had a baby. We've talked earlier in this podcast about your body changing. Try dating after that.
Yeah.
Look at my stretch marks, look at my boobs. Like, it's rough. And it's like another like insecurity that's hard to explain. But I think that, you know, you do have to just put yourself out there when you feel like you're ready. And I went on some really horrible dates, you guys. Like, I have a few stories I could tell. But that's one of the reasons why I went on The Bachelor, because I'm like, this is what's left in the man, like, pool. Like, what am I going to do? And,
what is I need to know your worst dating story.
Okay, so there's like 3, but one of them I would say was probably the worst. So this guy asked me to dinner. So as a woman, if you're going on a date, if you're asked to dinner, do you eat before the date?
No.
You get cute. You don't eat.
Unless you're on The Bachelor, then you do eat before you go eat.
Exactly. You're not allowed to eat on the date. But yeah, so we go to dinner and we're ordering drinks, and I'm like, oh, like, we order drinks, and I'm like, I'm looking at the menu, like, what do you feel like eating? He's like, I just went to yoga. I don't feel like eating.
Stop.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I didn't eat since lunch. I am starving. I can't not eat, especially if I'm drinking.
Right.
So I'm like, already awkward and already annoyed. He's like, well, you know, you can eat. Like, it's fine. Like, you go ahead and order, which made me even more mad, because I'm like, I'm not going to just eat in front of you. That's so weird.
Oh, yeah.
So I was already over him at that point. So I just ordered, like, these little 3 street tacos that were appetizers on the menu. So then at the time, I drove a Mercedes, and he starts asking me what kind of car I drive. And I told him I drive a Mercedes, and he thinks that's ridiculous, that it's like, why would you ever drive a Mercedes? I drive a Honda. I don't get why you would ever have a nice car, have nice things.
He's so judgmental.
Yeah. And then
we're talking about you, sir, if you're listening to this.
I finished eating all of my tacos, you guys, 3 street tacos. And he goes, oh my God, I can't believe you ate all your food.
I would have been so mad.
You guys, it gets so much worse.
Oh my God.
So then we go, like, I'm already so mad that I order another drink, like another beer or whatever.
I thought you were going to say you ordered more tacos.
No. And
that's what I would have done.
He goes, well, I thought we would have just shared our last drink. I don't know why you ordered your own. I'm like, I don't want to share a drink with you.
Also, who shares a drink?
Yeah, exactly. So then
I would never share a drink with Evans.
I have to get back to my daughter because I didn't want to be there. It had only been 45 minutes. I was like, I got to go. And so he sits there with the check, and I just waited. I wasn't going to pick up a finger.
Yes.
And, like, I am not paying for this. So he eventually finally does, out of, like, a million minutes of awkwardness. Then, you guys, the worst part, he takes me back to my car, which I was annoyed about. I was like, leave me alone. We're never going to see each other. This is over. And then, like, tries to hug me and then tries to kiss me. I moved my face out of the way. And then he grabs my face and kissed me.
Oh, God. Ooh, I hate him.
You guys, and then I got home and I was like laughing at my friend, like telling her this whole story. And then he texts me, I can't wait to see you again.
No.
And I said, I don't think we're on the same page. You know, you're a good person. I just don't think we're a match. Why aren't we a good match? Can you please tell me? Because I felt like we were. And anyways.
Everything.
You guys, it was the worst. It was the worst. It was the worst.
Wow. That's tragic.
For single moms, I would just say, you know, like, don't waste your time. You know, you're leaving your kid, of course, to go, you know, with a babysitter and all of that. But you can't feel guilty, because if you do find the right person, it will ultimately be good for both of you. So you can't feel bad about leaving for a couple of hours. Now, you might hate it for the couple of hours because you might be with, like, someone you don't like. And you might think, why did I do that? But eventually, you know, you'll find somebody.
So that's a question. Somebody wanted to know, let's see here. Aaron, who answered my question on Instagram, wants to know, who are you dating, Julia? And is he Carly's brother-in-law?
Was it Aaron who asked? Because his name is Aaron.
Oh, Aaron as in the female, E-R-I-N. Even though that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Funny. I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, he would. He probably has a fake account and he's doing this right now. He's like, get my question on
I am dating Aaron Bass, which happens to be Carly's brother-in-law.
So basically we're going to be sisters.
Mm-hmm. Met at the wedding. Totally random. Never thought it would ever happen. Wasn't in the mind space of meeting anybody that weekend. I was just trying to be there for my friend and ended up hanging out in Mexico, and you know, it just ended up working out.
And now you live here?
I live in Nashville. which I never imagined in my entire life.
But it's fantastic.
I love it.
Because she can just come by any day because we live 2 exits away from each other, you guys.
10 minutes door to door.
Like, what is life?
So Aaron has 2 kids, right? So what is it like dating somebody when you have a kid and he has kids? Just explain that, I guess. I'm curious.
So honestly, I've dated people with kids and without kids, and I think it's so much easier to date somebody when you have a kid that has kids as well. Just because you have a different kind of understanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When your child's screaming on the floor because she wants the pink pencil that broke in half that you can't put back together. The person understands, and you kind of just shake it off and drink a glass of wine,
or 2.
Yeah.
Let's stop for a second to tell you all about one of our favorite partners, Wink. Have you ever had a friend sit down with you and tell you, girl, you can do better? Well, Wink is that friend. The played out bottle of meh is soon to be your ex. Let Wink ship wine right to your door that is perfectly matched for you.
If I gave you the task to pick out a wine you would love, but there's a catch, it has to be one you haven't had before, where would you start? Wink makes it easy to discover great wine because Wink's wine experts select wines matched to your taste, personalized for you, shipped right to your door, and starting at just $13 a bottle.
All you have to do is fill out Wink's palate profile quiz and answer simple questions that your average store clerk totally wouldn't ask or translate into a recommendation. Questions like, how do you take your coffee? Or how do you feel about blueberries?
Then Wink sends wines curated to your taste. The more wines you rate, the more personalized your monthly selections. There are no monthly membership fees. Skip any month, cancel anytime. The best part, shipping is covered. And if you don't like any bottle they send you, they'll replace it with a bottle you love. No questions asked.
Discover great wine today. Go to trywink.com/babes. You'll get $20 off your first shipment.
That's TRYWINC.com/babes for $20 off.
Trywink.com/babes. So did you know when you first saw Aaron that, you liked him? I want to know what's the story?
So I'll never forget when I first saw Aaron. It was actually in your hotel room when Jade, you were there when we went to try on our dresses.
Oh yeah.
Jade, I think we talked to him at the same time.
We did.
And I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. I like his tattoo. I like his hair. He's tall and handsome.
And Julia is super hard to please, you guys. Because
that's true.
I mean, we've been friends for 3 years now. And Julia's dated a lot. And every time I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Why don't you like him? She's like, it's you guys. It's just not the one. Or it's well, he has a weird sense of style or his personality is terrible or whatever. And I'm like, no, Julia, somebody has to work.
But I think that goes back to being a mom because you're not going to date. Well, I think you shouldn't date somebody just to date somebody. I think you should date somebody who really fits your life and it really complements your life and really wants to know about your daughter. Aaron asked about my daughter from the very beginning. And I've dated guys that didn't do that or was way too intense about it. Yeah. And I think it has to be a really good balance. And Aaron,
do your standards go way up being a mom?
1,000,000%. Yeah. Just because, especially in my position, because Ireland doesn't have a father. And so I knew that whoever I ended up with would ultimately be that father figure for her. Mm-hmm. And to think that I got to pick that person, because you do choose who you have a baby with most of the time. Sometimes there's situations where things just happen, but with my situation, even being married, I was having a hard time dealing with the kind of dad he was going to be. And then this position, I'm okay, who's going to be that guy for her? So it was a lot of pressure dating.
So when you introduced Aaron to Ireland, does her opinion matter? So say what if she hated him, then how would you have handled that? Because obviously they must love each other.
That's a great question.
No, honestly, Aaron so many times was when are you going to move to Nashville? How do I get you to move to Nashville? And one of the things was, well, you got to win over Ireland. And she is a tough cookie to win over. Carly, anybody can say that. I mean, she has an intense personality and she is strong-willed and she is an opinionated. And, I said, win over Ireland's heart and we'll see. So he knew that was super important to me. And when I had never introduced any guy to her. So just so you guys all know, that had never happened before in her entire life. And so it was a really big deal for me. And we went to the zoo together. Aaron got her this giant teddy bear. So it was like funny. Bigger than Ireland. It was so
amazing.
Cute.
I got a picture of it. It was fantastic.
And I can post it on Instagram. It's so cute. But anyways, we went to the zoo. Ireland had a meltdown. You know, she did Ireland things. And I was so stressed. I don't even know if I said anything the entire day. But he's so great. He's so great and understanding and caring and patient. It just made me fall in love with him even more.
Would it have been a deal breaker if she did not like him?
I think that at first I wouldn't have pushed him away because I think that there would have been reasons why maybe she didn't want to like him just because she'd never have a man figure in her life. So I didn't know how she was going to respond. So I don't think at first I would have immediately been like, oh no, this can't work. But after months and months, if, you know, they were not vibing, I think that would have been very difficult.
Yeah. Somebody, let's see here. There was a girl named Bailey who asked, how did you decide on the name Ireland? It's so unique and cute.
Thank you. I love her name, honestly. Still to this day, I feel so proud telling people her name.
I love it.
Thank you. Yeah. So I thought I was going to have a boy for sure. I have 3 brothers. I have all boy cousins. I should be a boy, basically. And I don't know how I'm girly. And so I just thought there was never even in the back of my mind that I thought I would have a girl just because I just always thought I'd be surrounded by boys forever. And so I only thought of boy names. And then I found out I was having a girl. I was overwhelmed with joy. And I'm like, oh my God, I get to do girl things. I get to go to the nail salon. I get to go get wine.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, I get to go do girl trips, like shopping. Like I just couldn't believe that I got to do like girly things. Finally, the second half of my life, I get to do it. But I hadn't thought of any girl names, and we wanted to name her something Irish because Dustin's family is very Irish. Kinney's a very Irish name. Yeah. And I was looking through Irish names, and I didn't like any of them. They didn't vibe with me. And then finally I thought to myself, it was like an aha moment. I'm like, oh my God, Ireland. Like what's more Irish than Ireland? And it's so beautiful. I mean, I wish my name was Ireland. Like, hi, my name's Ireland. Like, what's your name? So I love it. But you guys, she has an Ireland in her school now.
That's crazy.
And I'm so sad.
But does she have an Ireland Jade?
No. I remember meeting Jade the first time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that name so much. My daughter's middle name is Jade. I remember we were sitting in the Bachelor Mansion at the kitchen counter.
I remember this conversation. I totally remember it. Yeah.
Life is so weird.
Life really is weird. The changes in the last 3 years for all of us is just the most wild thing. I mean, there are some people on The Bachelor that are friends with us that really are still living the exact same way. Mm-hmm. And our lives have changed dramatically.
Mm-hmm. So much.
It's unreal. Mm-hmm. Like Jade and I were sitting on the couch today and we were like, or last week, and we were like, oh my gosh, like we have children. Like we have babies on our boobs right now. Like, did you ever think that was going to happen? Like, Julia, did I ever think you were going to be my sister? Like, so what weird. The heck is life, you guys?
Did you ever think we'd have a podcast together about babies?
No. And also, did podcasts really exist? Not really.
I don't know. They probably did.
They did, but they weren't, like, cool.
Oh, yeah.
We're cool. Now
I remember I would listen to one random one, and it wasn't, like, even on iTunes. It was on some, like, weird site that I'd have to go to like, listen to it.
Well, you were cooler than us because you knew that they existed.
Liz was like underground. She was.
I'm a huge underground nerd, though. 100%.
I like that because I'm not at all. I'm so not cool. Aaron makes fun of me all the time. I don't know the cool terms. I don't have cool music.
That's because Aaron and Evan like the same type of music, and it's like really weird stuff, you guys. Jade would probably like it. But when I first met Aaron, he ended up sending me, he was like, here, listen to this song on Spotify. Listen to this song on Spotify. And finally I was like, I can't even respond to this guy anymore because I don't know how to tell him, like, so your music though, you know?
Oh my God, he's gonna die if he listens to this.
No, but he knows because I've told him
heart.
that now.
Carly, I actually like his music, but I don't know any of it.
No.
Yeah, I
he
like
listens to. I don't know.
Aaron's a drummer, so everything has a good beat, which I like.
No, but they like a bunch of different types of stuff, but it's just all super
He just
weird.
makes fun of my country, like, cute music.
Yeah, although Evan and I watched Greatest Showman the other day, Jade, after we watched it, and he is obsessed with the soundtrack, and in the middle of the movie, like, he's like, why is this Zac Efron in this movie? And, like, why is this stupid guy in here? And right afterwards, I was like, after this song, like, you're going to buy this song, and you're going to be like, you're going to be jamming, listening to Zac Efron, and you're going to be excited about it. And he's like, and afterwards, he's like, it's so good. And he was like, oh, dang it. Don't ever say that thing about Zac Efron again. You're right. I mean, it's so good. But yeah, he does he's expanding his musical. Oh, hello there, Tanner. He's expanding his musical horizons because of me, which I like.
Emerson's playing the game, Carly.
Oh my God, I love that game so much. Emerson plays this game where you'll be holding her and she'll put her head back and she'll stare at you and then she'll just smile until you go, "Hi, Emmy," and then she gets really excited, and then she smiles and puts her head back, and then she'll put her head back down again and wait for you to do it.
Cute.
It's so cute.
It's so Tanner, funny. What's on your head?
Yeah, what's Tanner got on his head over there?
It looks like a turban.
It's a beanie. He just has it on.
Oh.
Carly, I remember, this is just quick, but I remember when you and I went to South by Southwest and you and Evan had just gotten together and I think this is when it was. I can't remember, but you were like, he likes weird music. I need you to make a Spotify playlist. So when he asks me about music, I can show him cool stuff.
I mean, Jade, that wasn't Evan, but yes, I felt that.
I thought it was Evan. Yes, it was Evan.
No, when we were at South by Southwest, do you remember who we went to see?
Oh, well, then it wasn't. Oh, yes. And next question.
But yes.
Vito and I don't agree on music. He thinks that my music's very weird and emotional, and
that's how I feel about Evan.
Listen to a lot of the same stuff. Jade and I listen to the same
Liz
stuff.
Liz and I vibe when it comes to music.
Yeah, and Vito's disco, oldies, classic rock,
God.
and I'm
I love disco though.
I know you do.
Oh my gosh. Disco has some good stuff, actually.
Jade has loved disco since she was a baby. I remember in elementary school, she would she would dance to "You Ring My Bell" and
oh my God,
she put on all this disco music, and I didn't know what it was because I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music.
Oh my God.
It was glorious. Jade's always been a disco child.
That's because I call my mom the disco queen because she used to play it all the time. So
does she like ABBA?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
She loves
ABBA.
Who doesn't?
I've had a lot of ABBA music on cruise ships. I know a lot of ABBA songs now. What's amazing though is Julia living here now. Evan didn't want to go to country concerts. I mean, he would go to be nice, but now Julia and I can go, and the boys can babysit our kids, and then we can babysit when they want to go to their weird music.
Mm-hmm. We're going to Ed Sheeran.
It works out
in October.
I went with Evan to Ed Sheeran when he was here before.
Oh, you did?
So good. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait. Ed Sheeran, if you hear this, I'm just kidding.
So good.
Oh gosh, we love Ed Sheeran. I have another question for you, Julia, from Marcy. She said, if you could go back as a mom to having a newborn, what would you have done differently or wish you would have known?
I think that I wish I would have known that you don't need all the stuff that you think you need.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is that I was in a position where I bought all the stuff. I had the swing. I had the pack and play. I had the changing table. I had literally everything that you think as a mom that you need. And then I was in a position where everything was taken away from me and I had to just take me and my baby away. And all I had was a diaper bag and we were just fine. Mm-hmm. I changed her on the floor. She slept with me in the bed. Honestly, you don't need all the stuff. The stuff makes you probably feel comfortable and happy. But
I do like lots of the stuff though.
But I mean, I think I spent a lot of money on the stuff is my point, and it's something that you don't particularly need. And I think that another thing is that you just need to listen to the tune of your own soul, because I think there's so many people that want to say, do this and do that. And the thing is, your baby, you know yourself, just do what you think is best in your own internal tune and everything's going to be just fine.
Yeah, your mommy intuition.
Yeah, you're so right. Listen to your gut.
Yeah. I like that tune of your own soul. I like that.
I do too. Back to the things that you don't need, but I like. So people were asking me the other day what types of things I love that I use all the time. And it's so funny because Julia last night was like, hey, this thing I got you. Do you use this? This thing I got you. And I was like, yes, you got the best presents ever. Jade, is there anything that you constantly use that you're like obsessed with? Or that you did use that was like a game changer for you?
Well, I showed you those baby wraps. So honestly, the baby wraps I use so much for Emerson from
like the swaddle.
Yeah, the like bobas, you know, like the baby wearing wraps.
Yeah.
Just because it was me all day long and it just gave me my arms were free and she could nap in it and she just felt close to me. And because she was 4 weeks early, I was so super concerned with her not like feeling unsafe because she needed another 4 weeks in the womb. And so I just wore her everywhere. And I mean, I loved them. I think she's so big now that it would kill my back to wear them. And I wish I could. Yeah. And plus all she wants to do now is move. But I lived with those things.
Yeah. Jade, you're so impressive as a mom. I remember talking to Jade and she sent me a picture of her holding Emerson in one arm and like making some like healthy muffin. What was that?
Oh, they were lactation cookies.
Oh my gosh, I have to make those again today.
And I never did this, you guys. She is such an impressive mom. I just have to throw that out there. I was amazed.
Man, Jade was so helpful when she was here too because Bella's having some digestive issues. So she showed me how to use the Windy. Do you know what the Windy is? So, sorry, babies of the world, but it's this product that it's kind of like a tube, and you put it in their butt, and it makes the air come out.
Oh,
and it really
I
is
want
like
one of those.
It's like Do they have those? Do they have those for adults? Windy for adults, but it
helps
really
relieve
does
their
help.
gas.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah,
Jade was just so good at showing me. Like she even showed me how to use like the body wrap because I had one in a box and I was like, Jade, I don't know how to do this. And she's like, I'll show you. So now I'm like, X in front, X in back, swing it through, wrap it around, tie it up. Like I remember it in song.
Do you sing that song?
Yeah.
I was just going to say put it on.
But yeah, it was it's just so helpful having like, especially a new mom around that's gone through all of the products. Like you were a mom a long time ago. Evan was a dad like with babies a long time ago. So all the products are totally different.
It's true.
And so just knowing like, oh, Jade just had this 7 months ago and knows how to do all of these things is really helpful.
It's so cute, Carly, because you're making me all emotional over here because when I got home, I was like, was I helpful enough? And so
the best.
It's like making my day to hear you say that.
Yeah. And my mom was like, how was your time with Jade? I was like, Mom, it was absolutely the best. I was like, we sat around. She taught me all of these things about babies and we just fed them on our boobs and got to hang and take pictures of our babies that were really cute. I was like, it was literally the absolute best.
Yeah. Oh, that makes my heart so my heart's like throbbing inside. It's like,
oh my God.
all the love.
I mean, it really it was the best. It was the best. I wish you were my neighbor. I really do.
I know. We all just need to, can we just all live in a commune together and raise our babies?
Oh my gosh. I think that we should.
Like my dream come true.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right, Julia, I think we just have one more question for you, and it's from Shelby. And she was wondering, what is the hardest part of being in a spotlight and raising a kid?
I think being in the spotlight raising a kid is the same as every mom raising a kid. It's difficult. Everyone has to know how hard it is. You know, there's lots of wonderful moments, but there's lots of hard moments where you're, like I said, your kid's screaming on the floor in Target and you're just trying to buy tampons, you know, like, come on. You know, it's
but
like.
But then somebody comes up to you when your kid is screaming and they go,
that's
you
true.
Julia?
And you have tampons in your hand.
And I've had them recognize Ireland. Oh, yeah, actually, I've had people want to take a picture while Ireland's screaming on the ground. And I'm like, really? Like, this is so awkward. I don't know what to do. But, yeah, recognizing Ireland, that was weird. I've had that happen a lot. But yeah, as far as being a mom, though, I think every mom, you know, struggles. I think it's hard no matter what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely don't get any breaks, even if you're in the spotlight, which I hate saying that. I hate using those terms, but
yeah.
But you do.
It is hard. And I think everything is so scrutinized and you can really let it get to you. Like even yesterday, Jade, that outfit you bought Bella, that's that little denim jumper.
Which is so cute, by the way.
It's so cute,
last
but
night.
I couldn't find the sweater because it was in a different car because I had moved it. And then, so I didn't have the sweater with me, but I had like a blanket, and this lady on Instagram was like, you need to put a sweater on that baby immediately. And I'm like, you know what? She has a blanket. It's super warm in this restaurant. Like, you know, I mean, every little thing is scrutinized. And if you let it get to you, like, I'm like, oh my God, am I such a bad mom because my baby's cold right now? And, you know, but then you have the other people being like, oh my God, that outfit is so cute. Mm-hmm. You can't let it get to you though.
Totally.
I think our like new catchphrase is she's taken care of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a situation like that with Ireland. She was ice skating in Southern California in a t-shirt, and I took a picture of it with Aaron and her because they were so cute.
So cute.
People were like, shouldn't you put a jacket on her? I'm like, we're in California. It's not hot or it's not cold. Just because we're ice skating doesn't mean. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps up, I think, everything we wanted to talk to you about, Julia, unless you have anything else you want to leave us with.
I think that, I mean, like I've said, just all the moms out there, being a mom is tough. And I think that's what's something beautiful about this podcast is that we can talk about that and be open about it. And, you know, I think a long time ago, people used to hide it and try to make like life was just perfect and wonderful and rainbows and sunshine. And sometimes it is. And we want to celebrate that, but sometimes it's really tough. And I think that that's something that's really beautiful what you girls are doing. And I'm honored to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for coming on.
And where can people, I guess if people want to follow your story, where can they find you at?
I'm on Instagram at Juelia Kinney.
And you don't spell Julia like a normal Julia.
No, but you gotta like find me out. No, there's a hidden E in there.
Yeah, so Juelia Kinney. But if you guys want to continue the conversation, we'll be in our Facebook group talking there. And thank you so much for listening. And we look forward to talking more to you guys next week. If you want to find where we're at, you can find me at East Sandos.
And I'm at Jade Liz Roper.
And I am at Carly Wad. All right, until next time. Bye, guys.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.